on the wall, you send the horse back and forth. And that's just to get you guys getting a feel of using the stick or the whip, getting that horse to go from one side of you to the other side of you, back and forth. Once you have that, then you might as well just go on to the lunging. So, are you okay starting with that, Karen? The lunging? Is Karen?
Me?
Yes. Or do you want to see the on the wall?
No, no. Oh.
We had trouble with the wall.
You had trouble with the wall?
That's what Donna had.
Oh, well, the side passing or the wall?
No, where he was going back and
Oh,
forth.
okay.
He wanted to go one way but not the other.
Okay.
So well.
Borrow your horse then.
Oh no, can I just do it? Yeah. I was having trouble remembering where I put the stick, high, low, in between.
High, low.
Stacy, before you start, can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can ask me a question while I start.
So when I'm going to go riding and he's stretched, and I want to work the opposite edge, and I'm used to the old way, but now I'm learning the new way. What's the best?
Either one is fine.
So okay,
Yeah.
good answer.
You can figure out both
Okay.
things. So you guys want to think about when you bring your whip out, remember that you're trying to get to where your whips are the cue, not so much your hand. You're not pointing and sending that horse so much. So you're going to take your whip and create some rhythm here and just move that pressure into your horse. Once they're going, you can leave them alone and just keep your whip up off the ground, because when your whip's on the ground, it means yield your hindquarters and come to me. Okay, so and if I want him closer, so he needs to just run into that pressure when he does that. You guys see how I could apply that pressure clear out here? You don't necessarily have to touch your horse with your equipment. So you start your pressure out here and you move it into the horse. And once they're there, get back, run me over.
You can see how well I trained him while I was practicing. I think it did.
There. So I wanted him to get straight, and then I just wanted to put my whip down. So when you put your whip like this, is basically a ground tie. You're ground tying your horse. So he should just stay there. And then when I'm ready to move him, take my whip under my rope, and then create some pressure out here, send him to the other side. If he gets where I want, I'll just put my whip down and let him know and think about that. Which is always good when they're licking and chewing, to let them sit there and finish licking and chewing before you send them back the other direction. Okay? You see when he tried to push into me, that pressure, you got to be ready to follow through with your pressure. He tried to kind of come over the top of me on this side of me. You got to be ready to use your whip and say, no, you can't come after me. You can't come over the top of me, not come after me. It's not like being aggressive. It's just pushing into the pressure. So, but if your whip doesn't work, like your horse doesn't understand it or you're not good with your whip yet, don't be afraid to go to your halter and save yourself. Don't get ran over by your horse because you're afraid to use your halter. You have a halter on there for a reason at this point. So use your halter if you need to, but try to get used to using your whip.
Can you do one more, please, Stacy, each way?
Yeah. Oh, the other thing when you're here is that keep your lead rope short enough that your whip can reach your horse. Don't let your rope get so long that you can't touch your horse with the whip. Is that good, Chris?
Well, look back the other way.
Oh, back the other
He
way.
doesn't like this way so well, so I want to see how you start. Maybe that was a step away. Well,
No, he was harder that other side. I think he just has moments.
he seems like he's afraid of the wall a little bit.
Yeah. Or he gets confused and he almost starts to come into that pressure and push through it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Does that help you guys too?
Yeah.
Tell me it helped you too.
Move on, you're going to go to the lunging portion of it. So you're going to pull your horse off the wall. And I'm going to have you guys keep them relatively short. You're just sending that horse around. I try to keep my whip. When the horse is going around me, I try to keep my whip kind of at the hock level. That's where I think about putting it. And then if
that, Stacy, and he was walking and you lift the whip, I didn't know how to make him trot and how to make him go back to a walk.
I wouldn't even worry about it yet.
Okay.
Just, he's just reacting to that pressure and he thinks it means go forward, but all it really means is push out on your circle. So remember your whip, the higher it is, the further out that horse should go from you. The lower it is, the closer that horse should come to you. Because eventually when you're getting to when you're at liberty and you're drawing that horse towards you, you're gonna lower your whip and that horse should start to shrink in on that circle and start coming at you. So, and then when I bring this whip out, he should just move away. If I wanted him to go faster, I'd drive back here.
Okay.
Okay? If I wanted faster for my horse, the pressure would come from behind and move that horse out. Okay, so now you guys are going to start reversing your horse. So when you want to reverse, take your stick, bring it out in front, create some pressure, and then send the horse the other way. Okay?
So you're holding the rope with your left hand. Do you do that both directions?
You can switch or you can not switch.
Okay.
Just as you get kind of handy with it, you don't really need to switch because your horse is responding to the whip.
Okay.
So one thing that I notice people do a lot of is they will try to reverse their horse and they'll bring their stick right here. Like right smack in front of that horse and under their nose, and then the horse can't see what is happening. So it doesn't give them enough warning. They can't see it. All of a sudden this whip is up here underneath their chest, and then they're tapping the horse on the chest. So if you guys watch my hand, when I bring this whip out, I bring it out and I bring it way over here and say, hey, how about you go the other way? And then I follow that horse, and then I bring my whip under and out here. And then I move that pressure into the horse. All right?
Yep.
Okay, so you got this going on. Now you're going to kind of start drawing this horse towards you on a lunge circle. So I'm going to reverse him. This is where you will want to switch hands, Karen. You're going to walk backwards on a circle. And just kind of draw this horse towards you on this lunge circle. That. And then when you switch, this is the other way, draw him towards you on this circle. And then when you want to bring that horse in, lower your whip and kind of walk back straight. And if you can find a wall, it will help you. Just kind of find a wall and let that horse come right up in here. Yeah, he's going to push through that. He doesn't like that little tight area. That's okay. I'm just going to rub him here. See how he's backing away from me now? I don't really like that. You're okay to use your halter to correct that. Like I just reached up here and said, no, I don't want you to back. He's just trying to find the answer. So I'm going to help him find that answer. So you guys are going to start working on drawing that horse into you. And you want their throat latch to be even with your shoulder. That's where you want to draw that horse. And they're going to come up on both sides. So if you have the whip in your left hand, and you draw that horse up, you're going, and you can see how I'm shortening my rope and I'm helping him. And if he quits, I just use that whip to drive him up. He's going to come up on my right side. If I'm lunging him, and he's on, and the whip is in my right hand, he's going to come up on my other side. So I'll lower, he quit there. When I went backwards, you guys see how I shortened my rope and drew him in? Okay, so don't let your rope get too long and have that horse come flying in on top of you. But whatever hand this whip is in, the horse comes up on the other side. That's important to know. So, and you want that draw on both sides of your horse. So you're going to be drawing, you're going to be going around. Make sure you have your lunging where you're just sending that horse. He's like, how about I stand right here? You're going to be sending that horse around you. And then once you feel like you have that down good, start backing around your circle and kind of drawing that horse towards you. And when you're ready, lower your whip and kind of go backwards. Just look behind you before far backwards that you don't run into somebody or to a wall. Any questions? Not yet, okay. And then I'm gonna go around, when the horses are going good, I'm gonna go around, I brought some feed tubs in, and basically they're gonna be your horse's sanctuary spot. So if your horse needs a break, you're gonna work on putting their front feet in that tub and ground tying them. Like putting your stick down, letting them know that this is the place to be, this is your resting place, and then walking away a few feet and seeing if you can keep them in there. If they move out of the tub, you can go work them for a little bit and then bring them back to the tub. If they just move out of the tub, like they got tired of standing there, you can try putting them back in there before you take them out and work them somewhere else. Okay? All right. Good luck. See how she's holding her whip up? That's telling her horse to stay there. And then she's going to lead rope if you need to. Either one. And then she's going to call her horse and lower her whip at the same time. And she's going to draw that horse up to her. Look at him come. And she's basically calling, so she's going to say his name, and then give a whistle or a cluck, whatever. Some people can't whistle. If you can whistle, I think that's the best thing, because if they're way out in the field, you can give a whistle and call them in. The reason that you say their name is in case you're ever wanting to do multiple horses. You want to say their name and then the command. So if you watch her drop the whip, she'll bring it out, and then if the horse doesn't come, when she drops it down, she'll flick it at him and step back and draw that horse into her. See how she dropped the whip down and then flick it at him? And you're drawing that horse exactly up to the same spot you were doing on your lunging. When you guys were lunging them around, you're drawing them up where that throat latch is even with the shoulder. So you're probably going to need a whip with a tail on it, which I got several over here. Well, I think there's probably at least 3 over here.
How long tail does it need to be?
Well, it depends on how far away your horse is. So what you don't want to happen is your horse keeps down there, and you can't reach them, or you're applying pressure in front of them, which is going to send them backwards. Your tail needs to go behind the shoulder if you've got to flick it out, so that it draws them forward. So and I do have some longer. I got 3 here with long tails. Easy. Yeah. And flick a little. Okay, not like this flick. Think more like, I think of it like fly fishing or fishing.
Yeah, okay.
Like I'm gonna try to flick him to drive him forward. Like that, okay?
Yeah.
And so if I do this type of stuff, that's gonna drive him away.
Yeah.
I wanna think that I wanna hook him
Yeah.
and then draw him in.
Yeah.
Okay?
Gotcha. Easy.
Yep. You should pull one of those out for him. Keep flicking him. And you can shorten your rope a little. Keep backing. Keep backing. Flick till he starts walking towards you. You gotta get him past that point where he's a little worried about coming between you and the wall. You can give him a little more space between you and the wall too.
Okay.
Now, near this obstacle, they need to enter here. Okay? If they swing to here, I'm going to apply pressure with my whip and drive them back over here. And if they swing over here, I'm going to push with my whip until they focus like, okay, maybe I can go forward. And I don't care if they put their front feet in it today. It's more that they need to line up with this and acknowledge this. Like there's something. Because what they're going to try to do is go around it, right? And a lot of times what happens is the handler might be here, but the horse starts moving around it and the handler starts moving around it. Pretty soon, the horse is moving the handler around the obstacle. So wherever you pick that you want that horse to enter, this is their sacred ground, like where they get their release. If they stay in this zone, they're going to be okay. You're not going to put a lot of pressure on them. But if they shift over here and try to push you, you're gonna apply pressure. And if they shift over here, you're gonna apply pressure until they give a little acknowledgement of this obstacle. Then you can rub.
Could you do one with a horse? Sure, please.
Come here.
I can see where he's placed next to where you're doing the, giving him a.
Sergeant wants to stay with you.
He does.
He says, I don't want to go that way. Reagan's horse we got where we could put both his front feet in one tub and his back feet in the other tub.
Wow.
So when he can't push through me there. Okay, so that I'll take because it's closer to where I want him to be. He's kind of ignoring it, so he's off looking that way. His shoulder's this way, so I already know which way he's gonna try to go, because his head is that way and his shoulder's towards me, so he's gonna try to go over the top of me. So I'm going to back him up before I try to rescind him. I'll take that. Are we just not acknowledging it, are we? And you can keep your rope short, it's fine. Honor! Oh yes, oh yes. She's got back foot in over there.
Wow.
It's really hard. So if I have front foot in, which is totally, this is fine. Like I'm just gonna rub them for a minute here, and then I'm gonna take them away and go somewhere else, do some of my other exercises. And then somebody else can try that obstacle. You, I heard you barking at cows.
It was your mail.
Oh, is that what she's barking at?
You want me to bring this one out? I'll bring it out.
Sure. You look terrified of it.
Here you go, ladies. Karen, did I just watch your video? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. No, it's not a professional grade video. Let me be very clear about that.
It's a professional grade. Top part of it. If you can reach that, that's gonna be more helpful.